Yo, guys, what's going on? It's Joe back here again on Joe Talks. And today we're talking about the NFL and all of its injuries that it's having this season. The injury pandemic, I'm going to call it. It's been increasing year after year. I'll say this every year, it seems like more and more people and more players just keep getting hurt every single year at the start of the season and just throughout the whole season, not even just the start of the season, but it's really taken notice the start of this season because, man, what's going on with all the injuries? I'm not sure if it's something, that the coaches aren't doing in the strength and conditioning part with like the stretching and the weightlifting and the, like, I don't know, I guess nutrition. But I just don't understand all the injuries that are happening this season. And they're not even like, so I'm not even going to say they're not crazy hits. They're not like violent or dirty hits or anything like that players are getting injured to. They're just getting injured to routine plays, Like Tyreek, for example, Tyreek wasn't hit hard at all. It's just the way that his leg stopped on the turf, and then I guess his momentum falling just, oh, that was terrible, man. Oh, man. And then so I didn't watch any vids about it because me and leg injuries, I just can't. Me and leg injuries don't mix. I just hate leg injuries. When the leg gets bent a certain way or anything like that. Like when I seen Tyreek get hurt through flashbacks to Tank Dell, I think, or Bell. Houston's, well, I don't think he's a Houston wide receiver anymore, but last year, the Kansas City Chiefs game, dude's whole knee, like, bro, it reminded me of that. I can't, man. I can't. It's bad. But that I understand because the way that he landed on his teammate and all that, that made sense, even though it's terrible that it happened, but it made sense. Tyreek, literally just the way he fell, and I guess his leg was just stopped in the turf, and then all his momentum carried over. So, but I was seeing titles of videos, and they could just be, thumbnail and, clickbait and all that. But I seen some thumbnails talking about he might be done, which I won't, I wouldn't be surprised, man, because they're probably gonna have to reconstruct his whole knee, and I'm gonna take a guess. Because like I said, I didn't watch any of the vids because I just can't with leg injuries like that. But I can only assume that most of his ligaments got tore. So he probably tore his ACL, his MCL, and all the above with the way that his leg looked. So that's going to be a big recovery. And, you seen how Chubbs came back, the running back, he came back. But even Chubbs, man, he doesn't have that same burst. He can't really shift guys, So when you have a knee injury of like that bad, it's hard to come back from. And especially Tyreek. Y'all know Tyreek from being short, quick, fast. A fast dude, and to be fast, having good knees is, a good part of it. So I don't know. I'm curious to see how he recovers from this. And I'm curious to see what Miami does because this is his final year of his contract. So I'm curious if Miami is going to extend him or if they're going to just cut him loose and, trade or even trade him. I don't know. But I mean, if I was a team, I wouldn't really be trading for him. I would like to see how he comes back from the injury. But yeah, that was just a terrible injury. And then you got Joe Burrow going down with turf toe, out for 3 months. Bengals season is pretty much over because it's crazy to see. They literally built that team for Joe Burrow and no one else. Because say Joe Burrow goes down. Joe Burrow was dealing with the pressure and all that really good. But, I mean, say you put a backup in that position or just any QB in that position, they're not going to be able to handle it because there's literally no O-line, man, in Cincy, man. Browning literally had no time to throw the ball in this past week's game. Had no time at all. It's bad, man. It's really bad. And then on top of it, on top of not being able to move the ball now on offense because you don't have Burrow, you can't get a stop now on defense because the defense, because Cincinnati put all their eggs in one basket, and by all eggs in one basket, I mean their offense. They paid majority of their money to their offensive side of the ball. So what did you expect to happen? Yes, they have Trey Hendrickson, but Trey's one guy, and Trey's a D end, and he can only do so much. Once the ball leaves the line of scrimmage, that's pretty much it. There's nothing more that Trey Hendrickson can do. So. Cincinnati, I don't know. Cincinnati ain't looking too good, but I'm going to just say this. Their season's over. If I was Joe Burrow, I wouldn't even worry about coming back unless they somehow go on a winning streak with Browning. But, yeah, say there's no chance to make the playoffs. If I was Burrow, I would not be coming back this season. I would just sit out the rest of the season until next season. But, yeah, Burrow was another one. And some other ones, for example, like Lamar Jackson, hamstring. He's going to be out for at least probably like a couple games, a few games. Malik Neighbors, ACL torn again, another one. For those of y'all who didn't know, he tore it last year. I can't remember if it was the same knee or if it's a different knee or it's the same one. I'm not sure. But he tore his ACL again. He's done for the season. Then Jaden Daniels, I can't remember what he was injured for, but he was out. I think he comes back this Sunday. So that's what I'm saying. It's just weird what's going on. I feel like, it's never been like this before. And like it's so many like key players too. It's crazy. And it's so early in the season. I just feel like it's weird. Just so many key players are out. So this is literally the year of the backup. Guys that, are normally backups that want to maybe potentially become starters. This is the year and this is the time for you to shine, because backups don't really get a lot of opportunities. And with this year, with so many people being injured so early in the season, gives a lot of backups opportunities. So just got to wait and see what happens. But, man, just so many injuries are happening. It's crazy. And I don't know if it's something they're putting in the water or something that they're doing differently to the field, but it's just crazy. And then Brock Purdy was another one. He came back this past week, and honestly, he didn't really play the best. I didn't watch the game fully, but the times I would go over there and check on the game, he wasn't playing that good. And they got their first loss this past weekend too. They were 3-0. Now they're 3-1. So I don't know. I feel like something's going on. I don't know. I just feel like it's weird. Years back when football was football and you could actually hit people hard, do all that stuff, you weren't even seeing this many injuries, And then fast forward now to today's game with all these penalties to protect people from getting hit, But it seems like they're not really protecting anybody. It seems like there's more injuries than ever, So I don't know what's going on. But I just think it's really weird that everyone's getting hurt. But that's pretty much all I wanted to touch up on. I'm curious what y'all think. Leave it down in the comments below. Say there's this many injuries already. Man, the middle to end of the season ain't going to look good. So, yeah, I'm curious to see what y'all think. If you guys like the vid, a like and subscribe would be appreciated. Check out any other vids that pop up here on screen. And I'll catch y'all later. Peace.